What's up, everyone? Alan Johnson with the AJ team.
And Crystal Johnson here with the AJ team. So Alan asked me a question because he was like, listen, Crystal, like, what are some tips you think we should give couples who are buying their first home together?
And it was a question that I got,
Yeah.
right, from actually a lawyer married, and they are purchasing their first home together. And she was like, what are some tips that y'all have that you personally been through?
Yeah.
So
I told her, just be prepared, man. You're gonna have a lot of headaches.
was that a headache purchasing our first home together? So let me
Together.
preface it. So I'd already owned a home,
Hmm.
and then Crystal moved into it. And
Hmm.
our second home that we lived in was the first home we purchased together.
Yeah.
She had already purchased some investment properties,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what we do, right?
Yep.
But our first home was the one over off of
Bayberry.
Bainbury,
Yep.
right? And first, I think the first tip is just get prepared
Yeah.
because you just never know when that perfect home is going to pop on the market.
Yep.
I just remember sitting on your grandma's couch
Yep.
and the price changed on this home. And I was like, yo, this price changed pretty significantly. Like, we need to go, like, I had already been eyeing it,
Hmm.
but I went to see it and we had to make a decision within like 48 hours
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get it purchased.
Yeah, so that's a good first tip. My tip would just be like get on the same page, right? Because you can't even jump on something and be prepared if you're not even on the same page, right? And that's a lot of different things, right? On the same page about the timeline of when you want to be in the new house. Get on the same page about, what style of house you're looking for, the type of neighborhood you want to be in. Like those are conversations you could start having early on. It'll save you a lot of headache later on down the road we can get on the same page about just very, neutral but specific things that will help you kind of go along the process of finding that perfect home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think also like understand how your spouse makes decisions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I've been in real estate a while, so I make like really like quick decisions
Hmm.
because I know that the opportunity comes really quickly and it closes really quickly.
Hmm.
And is we were looking at a new home, a new build
Yep.
first, and then we pivoted to a fixer upper, a property that needed some work.
Yep.
And I knew that Crystal made decisions based off of vision.
Yep.
So I had to have the contractor there who happened to be my dad, right? Kind of walk through and say, okay, this is what this house can be.
Yeah. Yeah. And the good news is that, we're kind of an anomaly in that regard because I can also, see the vision. I just got to I'm a visual person, so I need to know what I
The
want it to
plan.
look like,
You need
the
a plan.
plan.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'm good to go. So now I think that's a good one. That's a good one. The other piece I would say is just do your homework early, right? If schools are something that's going to be important to you and your spouse or you and your partner, either immediately or down the road, start thinking about that. Start thinking about what that might look like for your family and what needs you may have for the areas that you're looking in.
Mhm.
The other thing is that I would just say that, if there are certain things that like you do not want, it's like it's like a non-negotiable for you. Get all those things on the table early. Get it on the table early because you don't want to come down to the final hour and you guys are unable to make a decision on something that could be a great opportunity because you got a new non-negotiable.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also finding the right agent that can communicate with you both clearly is
Yep.
important, and succinctly. Um, I was the agent. But yeah,
It's unfair, y'all. It's unfair advantage.
yeah, but finding someone who can like communicate well with you both is really important. You're going to be making a buying decision, probably the first buying decision major that
Yeah.
you'll probably make. So just make sure that person can kind of help you through that process.
Yeah. An agent who's willing to be a counselor because, we want to keep these relationships intact
Yep. Yep.
before we get to the finish line.
Yeah.
I can't believe we didn't say this one already. Just know what you want to spend. You
Mm.
guys got to already be really clear on your budget, and really clear on, just from a household standpoint, like, what that will look like on a monthly basis. So, what we find a lot, especially when we're helping other couples, right, is that, we have one that's got the caviar taste, and we got the ones who are more realistic. They're like, I'm good with a nice, wild caught salmon, right? They ain't gotta, they ain't gotta get the caviar
Right.
level, but it's important that you both get on the same page about what that budget looks like, and just have a range, right? You don't have to have a locked in number like this is the number. It
Mm.
should be a range so you give each other flexibility, and to get into what you want. But in the same token, you need to have a number. I can't think about how many times that we've had people come to us and they're like, oh, we don't really have a budget. I'm like, everyone has a budget.
Yeah.
Everyone has a budget. So just make sure you have that locked in.
Yeah. And last but not least, your first home is not your forever home,
Yeah.
right? So you're likely only going to be in this home for, 4 to 6 years,
Hmm.
right? So I think that's how long we were in we were in our first home,
First home, this
right?
in a
Before
home.
we moved to the second home. So
Hmm.
just remember, you're not going to be in there forever. And you should make sure that you're buying accordingly, right?
Yep.
Know that this is a step to the next home, most
Yep.
likely.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yep.
That's a good one. All right, guys. So more tips like this, or if you're thinking about purchasing your home, taking that next step, definitely give us a call. We're more than happy to walk you through it and have these types of conversations so you can get more clarity and have some decisions.
Yep. You have the dream.
We have the address.
See you guys soon.
See ya. Let me turn that off.